Hello, you guys, and welcome back to Mystical Visions. I know it's been a while. I've just been on a massive spiritual burnout, so I do apologize for the lack of uploads for like a month now. I was just in a strange place mentally, and I didn't want to consume or create any form of spiritual content. It was really strange. But I finally feel inspired to do a video again for you guys, and yeah, let's just get into it. So today we're going to look at what cycle you are ending at the moment, because I feel like this entire month so far has been all about ending old toxic cycles for me personally, and a lot of you guys might be going through something similar as well. So yeah, as always, I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled your piles. For pile 1, we have this blue sodalite crystal. Pile 2, we have a carnelian. And for pile number 3, we have a citrine. So as always, I'll give you guys some time with this spread, see which pile intuitively calls for you. Timestamps, as always, are in the description below. If you resonate with this video and if it helps, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And without much further ado, I'll see you at your pile. Pile number 1, hello, welcome to your reading about what cycle is ending for you. If you picked this blue sodalite crystal, are we going to focus? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, if you pick the sodalite crystal, then this is your reading. Before we jump in, I just want to say when I was shuffling, your cards were really, really eager to pop right out in the perfect number, the perfect order, all of that. So I feel like this is a message that you've been really excited to hear at some point. So with that said, let's dive in. The way I've arranged these is that these first 2 cards will tell us what cycle is ending for you. These will tell you why this cycle is ending. And then these will tell you what you can look forward to once the cycle is over and the next one has begun. And of course, we have some advice from Oracle cards. We're not going to read any from the book, but, you know, they might provide us with some more insight. So let's dive in. What cycle is ending for my pile number 1? We have the Star, and that is clarified by the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, pile 1. Are you someone who is quite fixed in the sense of you might struggle to, or you might fixate with your visions and things like that? You might struggle to get out of your head a little bit. Maybe, say for instance, you're trying to manifest something. You might be the kind of person that once you think of an idea that of something you want to manifest, you kind of might struggle a little bit to break through that. So say for instance, you're trying to manifest extra money, say $100. You might struggle to then push the bounds and be like, okay, what if I instead ask for 1,000? That, you know, that hopeful, abundant energy that we all should be manifesting from. You might struggle with that. And the cycle that's ending for you is that lack mindset, that very constricted, restricted mindset. Because with the 4 of Pentacles coming out in reverse, it's telling me that you are learning to let go of the familiar, of the comfortable, just because you know what it's like. Even if it's not something that you're happy about, a situation that you're happy about, you might be the kind to hold on to it just because you've been in it for so long. You know how bad it could possibly get, so you're kind of mentally prepared to deal with the worst of it. You're stepping into, sorry about that. That was someone moving furniture. You're stepping into a cycle where you're starting to be more optimistic, more hopeful. The star is such a wonderful sign to come out here, because it's like you're learning now that there is more out there than what you know and what you are comfortable with. There is more out there than what you think is possible. And that is an excellent sign, pile number 1, because that means your horizons have broadened. All right. Why is this cycle ending? I think we pretty much know why, but let's see. We have the 3 of coins, lots of coins cards. And that's clarified by the 9 of cups in reverse. Okay. Why is the cycle ending? I think you might have been surrounded by a lot of very limited thinkers. You might be surrounded by a lot of people who just don't see the potential that you can see. It's like you're a visionary and you're surrounded by like worker bees. Because I don't usually get this message from this imagery, but do you see how this character in the front seems like they're, dancing to their own beat, they're banging the drums and just having the time of their lives, and then these 2 monsters in the back are not very happy about that, right? It feels like you, and even with the star is Aquarius, so it feels like you might be you might be an odd duck, as compared to everyone around where you live, or everyone in your family or your friend group or whatever. You might be a little different to everyone because you have bigger visions and you have bigger goals. But being surrounded by these people, you might have almost given up the hope that your 9 of cups, your joy and fulfillment, you might have given up on it. You might have given up on the idea that it could even exist. And the universe says, it is time for that to end. There is so much squeaking in the background. I'm so sorry. But the universe has stepped in and said, actually, no. Your visions are starting to now have a context in this world. You might find that there are more and more people starting to live the life that you want to live, and kind of setting an example for you to show you that it is possible. So when you see those people, instead of feeling envy, you might want to consider that, hey, this is just here to give me a blueprint. Oh, that was a random message. But pile 1, it almost feels like you're surrounded by naysayers, and the universe is telling you that due to these not very friendly influences on your dreams, you've almost kind of given up hope given up hope in general, but also given up hope specifically about your goals and your fulfillment. Because the 9 of Cups upright is, just 1 shy of 10. And the 10 of Cups is perfect happiness. So the 9 of Cups is perfect happiness as far as you're concerned, as far as what you wanted. It's wish fulfillment. So is the star. The star is like wish fulfillment energy. It is excitement, optimism, that kind of thing. So it does feel like you're stepping out of a cycle where the things that you were eager to talk about and look forward to were almost like shut down by the people around you. And now you're stepping into a cycle where you might start to meet people who will actually encourage your dreams, encourage your goals and your actions towards them, and encourage the idea of unconditional joy. So what can you look forward to once this cycle has ended? We have the Nine of Wands in reverse, yeah, it's not going to feel like you're constantly dealing with a burden anymore. And to clarify this, we have the Empress. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, it won't. Okay. I feel like so far, because you feel like you're the only person with this vision, and you just can't be happy with the kind of life that everyone around you leads. Your desires and your wishes might have almost felt like a burden, like you didn't really want them anymore because they make you stand out in your surroundings. They make you almost like an easy target. But the next cycle that you're about to step into, I can see you almost dropping that weight, almost feeling like, oh, maybe this wasn't a burden. Maybe the people around me were a burden. And if this is my purpose, then I have to pursue it regardless of who is around me. And when you step into that energy, you start to become surrounded by people who then match your new frequency, who match your new vibration. And as a result, you're attracting a much higher vibrational match to your ideal self. Does that make sense? So where you are currently, if it's not your ideal self, you're attracting people who are not your ideal people. And then when you step into a higher vibrational self, you start to attract a higher vibration of people. Does that make sense? But we have the Empress here, and that is just so beautiful. The Empress is creativity, it is abundance, it is stability, it is joy, it is your inner world just becoming so vibrant and exciting and beautiful, and you're finally able to pursue what you want to pursue. You have that creative freedom. But it is also, the Empress is like Taurus energy, right? It's very nurturing, it's very fulfilling. So it feels like when you do step into the cycle, you'll be surrounded by people who nurture you, but also you'll be surrounded by that feeling of just being nourished, being taken care of. Even if it's not like literally people taking care of you, it's like you allowing yourself to follow this dream, follow this goal, is you nurturing your soul, nurturing your inner child. Oh, that's beautiful energy to be stepping into, part one. Absolutely gorgeous. So I do feel like the cycle ending right now might see a lot of people falling out of your life. You might see that a lot of people just kind of drift away. I don't really see any major conflict per se. It just feels like dead weight that's kind of falling off of you. So I wouldn't expect too many conflicts or anything like that, but you might find that people are starting to waft out of your life. It might come with a feeling of loneliness because every one of these main characters, well, except for this one, they're all pretty much just alone, or they're like the only humans in the scene. So you might find that you feel a little lonely sometimes because the people that you know are kind of falling out of your life. But understand that that's that feeling of a vacuum, and the universe rushes to fill a vacuum in. So make sure that whatever you're attracting next is a better vibrational match to who you want to be, not who you don't want to be. All right? So with that said, let's take a look at what advice the universe has for you. We have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Beautiful. Again, with that Venus energy, because this literally has like Venus on it. Do you see it? Do you see the symbol? Beautiful. I definitely see a lot of beauty coming into your life. So you might find that you're attracted to a different aesthetic, perhaps. You kind of want to make changes. You want to work on your own physical a visual aesthetic. You might want to change up your wardrobe, your makeup, your jewelry, all of that stuff. Even your room, you might want to redecorate. And that's just the kind of stuff that happens when you switch up your vibration. You're just suddenly attracted to different things, and different things are attracted to you. But this piece of advice is just to allow it, surrender to it. There's going to be big changes, and it's going to be changes that are meant to make you a better match to the life you want to live. And it will be scary, but it is important. Okay? Next we have break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Interesting. This could be like you breaking away from family that's been pulling you down, which is not easy. But it does also feel a little bit like you might come from a line of people who just settle, who take what they get and don't ask for more. And that might have been your reaction patterns through your whole life, because we learn to react to things the way our family does, right? And so over time, you might have become a settler as well. But it is time to break that chain and understand that there is more than what just simply lands in your lap by chance, right? There is more out there, and you just need to go out and ask for it. It's not so much about allowing things to come to you. You might find that you're feeling inspired to take a more active role in your manifestations, a more kind of go-getter energy. And you're definitely being encouraged to follow that. Not in the sense of like, go out there and work 25 hours a day. That's not the point. The point is to, when you are inspired to take action, to actually take that action and not just sit back and be like, oh, if it was meant to be, it would just happen automatically. No, we manifest and then we work when we are meant to work. Oh, that did not come out right. We set out the intention, and then the universe tells us how to make it happen, and we actually make it happen. Right? That's manifestation. So I think the next cycle you'll step into, you might see yourself taking a more active role in your life, making your decisions by yourself, for yourself, not deferring to other people's advice so much, just kind of taking a more dominant role in your own life, which is wonderful, Pal 1. Finally, we have Electric Eel Spirit, bring your ideas to life. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Yeah, you're definitely bringing your ideas to life, Pal 1. That's wonderful. There's a lot of blues and yellows. So blues and yellows might be significant colors. Your throat chakra and solar plexus might be significant. Your stone was a blue sodalite as well. Interesting. So, and also some green. So your throat, heart, and solar plexus chakras might become more active in this time. And yeah, I just see a lot more excitement, a lot more vibrance, a lot more active pursuing of your goals, and a lot of people falling out of your life that don't really support your vision. So that's the cycle that's ending for you, pile number 1. That was wonderful. I really hope you enjoyed this reading and that it resonated. And if it did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps the channel out so much. Thank you so much for being here and spending some time and energy with me today. I really hope you've enjoyed it and this reading brought you some support and clarity. You can always stick around to the outro for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Pile number 2, hello, welcome to your reading about what cycle is ending for you. So if you picked this carnelian stone, which we may or may not focus on right now, then this is your reading. Hi. So your cards, when I was shuffling them, were actually quite stubborn and defiant, right? I really had to wrangle them into the right places, into the right numbers and all of that. So you might be feeling a bit of a fixed, stuck, stubborn energy. But yeah, I just like to put that out there before we dive into the cards themselves. So the way I've arranged this is these first two tarot cards are going to tell us about what cycle is ending for you. These two will tell us why the cycle is ending for you. And then these two will give us kind of a look ahead at what your next cycle is going to be like once this is over. And then finally, we have some oracle cards for some advice and clarity and all that cool stuff. So let's dive in. What cycle is ending for my pile 2? We have the 10 of Wands. The 10. Tens by nature suggest the end of a cycle. And that's clarified by the 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay. I think I think I'm getting a bit of an image. Pile 2, I feel like you've been heavily burdened by people around you who are not for you. They don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. And as a result, it's like you constantly have to watch your back. You constantly have to have your hackles raised. Is that the expression? It's been a while since I've heard anyone say that. But it's like you always have to be on guard. And that can get exhausting. That can be so tiring because you're trying to grow as a person, but at the same time, you're literally just using all your energy to try and survive in an environment that's not necessarily meant for you to thrive in. And so the cycle that's ending for you is this constant barrage of people who just don't have your best interests at heart. This may not even necessarily be people who are directly around you in your family or anything, but maybe people you work with, or maybe people you interact with very often. Even if they're not the same people, you might find that they have very similar characteristics, and that is just sneaking around you and not really being honest, not being real with you. This could also be in friendships and relationships, by the way. You might find that the people that kind of try to come into your inner circle are just not people that you can trust. But that cycle is ending. So that's an excellent thing. A 10 is a clear end to the cycle. It's the final numbered minor arcana card. And with this 10 of Wands, it almost feels like you've almost given up. You've given up control. And that might be what triggers the end of this cycle for you, is that relinquishing of control over the situation. It's like you've given your power to the universe and been like, no, thank you. I don't know how to fix this. It's all up to you. And it almost feels like this is my favorite, like, funny spiritual growth lesson. Is it's almost like the universe threatens us, not in like a scary way, but in a sense of let go or I'll make you let go. Like, it feels like that kind of a vibe, and it feels like you finally let go of control over the situation, and that's why the cycle is ending. Is because you have asked the universe, the angels, your spirit guides, ascended masters, whatever you believe in, you have invited them into your situation to try and fix it for you. And that is why the cycle is finally ending, or that is how the cycle has finally come to an end. But let's take a look at why the cycle is ending. We have the Devil, contract, Capricorn energy. This could have to do with people that you work with, because Capricorn energy is often work or status related. To clarify, we have the 5 of Cups. it's like you had or you have a soul contract with these people, but given how many times they've, broken your heart, even if it's not the same people, it's similar people. Given how many times they've hurt you, it's almost like you're telling the universe, like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this contract, and the universe is acknowledging that. It feels like, okay, so this is an interesting message, but it feels like you find yourself spending so much energy crying over the stuff you've lost, you almost don't see your blessings. And now that you've called in help from a different dimension, it's almost like the universe is stepping in and being like, okay, this tactic is clearly not working. Let's switch tracks a little bit. I think this entire situation, the cycle repeating over and over again, was supposed to teach you gratitude, but somewhere along the line, it became a little too toxic, and so it has to end. Because with the Five of Cups, it's like there's 2 cups still standing, but this character can only really focus on these 3 that are fallen, and it feels like you might be ruminating a little bit over all the things that you've lost due to these people. And so the universe is like, okay, that was a karmic contract that you were supposed to learn from, but clearly the lesson isn't working the way we intend for the lesson to, and so it's time to switch tracks. That's interesting. I'm gonna be honest, Pal 2, I do feel like you will still learn this lesson, and you will still learn to find things to be grateful for. It's just going to be in a different way. All right, so let's take a look at what you can look forward to once this cycle is well and truly finished. We have the 8 of Swords, self-protection, almost like sheltering yourself. And that's clarified by the Sun. Okay. So interesting duality. I feel like you might still carry some wounds from this cycle, because with the 8 of Swords is a card where it shows like a character being surrounded by a wall of swords that they've built themselves in order to protect themselves. Whereas the Sun is this free, optimistic, happy, bright, sunshiny energy. So you might now step into a cycle where things are going really well for you, but it's almost like you are so guarded that it's hard for you to accept these things and accept that all these wonderful things are happening for you. It's like you're going to be worried about when the other shoe will drop. But that's how the universe intends to teach you gratitude. I feel like I'm giving you spoilers right now. I'm giving you spoilers for what you can look forward to, but it's like the universe has switched tacts with you, where they're like, this stuff wasn't working, the emotional way wasn't the way to go, but because of this, you've kind of now built a wall so high that we're going to throw incredibly happy, exciting things at you, and your new challenge is to learn how to let down this guarded wall energy and accept these things and find a way to be grateful without being too pessimistic, without being too guarded and blocking your own blessings. That's the cycle you're entering into. And it's like, it's almost like, it makes me think of that DJ Khaled meme that's like suffering from success. That's the kind of energy I'm getting, because you're going to find so much success and so many wonderful, abundant things. And then there's still a part of you that's living in this trauma. And then your new challenge becomes accepting these things and finding ways to be grateful for them despite all this trauma, or healing from this trauma so that you can let down this wall and actually accept and enjoy the fun things, the happy things that are happening for you. That's funny. That DJ Khaled meme is elite. and timeless. Okay. So finally, let's take a look at what advice the universe has for you through this ending. We have Star Family. You are part of a team of souls. Call in for support. What did I say about you calling in like your angels and spirit guides and ascended masters and the universe in general? That is definitely what's led to this ending actually happening. Also, your higher self, I feel like, has stepped in, because this devil energy with this 10 of wands, it almost like there's a bit of mirroring in the imagery here. There's lots of like what looks like wands here, and it's like the snake is coming in from above, whereas this human skull is kind of like falling apart. So it does feel like your higher self may have stepped in and been like, actually, this is not working. Let's switch tacks a little bit. But if you haven't done this yet, by the way, you absolutely must. You must call in your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, whoever you think is your higher power that is out here looking out for you. Call them in voluntarily, like actively call them in, invite them in into your situation to transform it. Because I feel like this is a crucial time for you to be able to bond with your spirit guides. So, yeah, but I feel like most of you might have done this already, and that's why the cycle is even coming to an end. Next, we have get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Yeah, definitely get grounded. You might feel very high vibrational. You might feel like your body is buzzing a lot lately. And that could be because you're about ready to like jump out of your skin. I just thought, like, that's so strange. You're about ready to jump out of your skin and you need to ground so that your energy can balance itself out. Especially when things start to go really, really well for you, you might find that the anxiety bubbles up, because sometimes our wires get crossed in our minds and excitement feels like stress and, you know, all of that cool human behavior stuff. You might find that working on building a grounding practice from now, so that eventually while this is happening, when this comes in, it becomes a habit, you might find that that helps a lot. So I would definitely take some time to build a regular grounding practice, be it meditation, be it exercise, whatever it is that brings you into your body and helps you feel solid and stable. Work on making that a habit so that when things get a little faster paced, a little anxiety inducing, you're able to default to this effortlessly. Finally, we have the coyote spirit. Trust in divine detours. What did I say? It's like you're definitely like switching tracks. And you might find that your life just feels like it's like in an in-between stage right now. Like you're not really in familiar territory, but you're also not just in your ideal life quite yet. But that is just a divine detour. So trust in it, call your spirit team in, and things are definitely shifting. You will still have lessons ahead, and your job is to try and find the joy and gratitude regardless of how it feels. And when good things come in, which they will, clearly, your job is to accept them with grace and gratitude. I feel like that's the overarching theme of your reading today. So that's the cycle that's ending for you, pile number 2. I really do hope it resonated and it brought you some support and clarity. If it did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. That really helps the channel out so much. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your time and energy with me and letting me read for you. I really hope it helped. You can always stick around to the outro of this video for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading about what cycle is ending for you right now. So, if you picked this citrine crystal, which it just does not want to focus on the crystals today, then this is your reading. So, today we're going to dive into what cycle is ending for you, and I'm really excited. I have gone ahead and pre-shuffled your cards, and I should say that when I was shuffling your cards, they kind of didn't really want to pop out very often or very quickly. So this might be a message that you're feeling a little avoidant towards. It's like you don't really want to hear it, but well, it's too bad. You're here now. You're going to sit down and listen. So I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled your cards. These first two cards are going to tell us about what cycle is ending for you. These will tell us why the cycle is ending, and these two cards will tell us what you can expect moving forward, right? And then finally we'll take a look at some advice from the oracle cards, and we should be sorted. So without much further ado, what cycle is ending for you? We have the Fool. Interesting. Maybe the cycle is like a cycle of beginnings. You might find, okay, let me not get ahead of myself. And we have the Emperor in reverse. Yeah. You might find that recently, or like for a little while, I think, you've constantly found yourself scratching and starting over and over again. With the Fool, I'm almost getting like a relationshipy vibe here. You might find that you, if you're single, you might find that you get into a situationship, you meet someone new, you have like a talking stage, and then it fizzles out. You have to start over and rinse and repeat. In terms of like work, this could be that you get started on a project and then it fizzles out and you have to start over and rinse and repeat. With the Emperor in reverse, it almost feels like an unhealthy cycle of new beginnings. Now, new beginnings generally are very exciting and very powerful and potent energy, but it's almost like you're tired of new beginnings. You just want something that will stick and be stable, right? I can't tell you why. I am definitely getting like a love relationship vibe. I haven't looked at the cards yet, so I don't know. But that might resonate for a lot of you guys, where you feel like you've had so many talking stages at this point and you're just kind of like, why can't I just have that castle? Why can't I have the home and hearth and stability? Why do I got to be in this toxic Aries energy of having to start over and having to constantly find the fire and the passion to give my everything into looking for this thing, and then it just fizzles out, and then I have to like go back to square one? You might resonate with that. If it's not for a relationship, obviously like apply it to your situation if it still resonates, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. So I like to put everything out there that comes through. All right. So your cycle that's ending is like a cycle of constant beginnings. That's wow. Okay, that's wild. Why is the cycle ending though? We have the Lovers. Yeah, what did I say? This does feel a little relationshipy. But the cycle is ending because you're about ready to find your match. In whatever sense. So if this is about a career that you have to like keep going back to square one, you're about to find a job that works for you absolutely perfectly. And these are all major arcana as well. This definitely feels like soul mission-y, soul purpose-y. All of these are major arcanas. The Fool, I think, is Aquarius. The Lovers is Gemini. The Emperor is Aries. So air and fire signs. You're about to find the one thing that balances you out perfectly. The one situation that works exactly the way you need it to work. It's going to be like tailor-made for you, like a custom pair of boots. It's going to fit you so nicely, and that's why obviously this has to end, because you're not going to need to go back to square one for a very long time. And to clarify, we have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, man, you're about to find balance big time. You're about to find, again, if this is about a relationship, you're about to find the person that helps you keep things in harmony. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe like the reason these things haven't worked out is because it's like extremes. Either the people you speak to are too far, like too distant and too avoidant, or they are too clingy and overly attached. And the person you're about to meet once the cycle ends is going to be the perfect balance of both. Like, they're not going to be avoidant, but they're not going to be clingy. They're going to give you the freedom to be yourself, but also to be part of a couple or a throuple, whatever you're into. But yeah, the reason the cycle has to end is actually exactly why you want it to end. It's because you're about to find your perfect balance, your perfect match. There's a lot of balance here. You might find that your energies tend to skew very strongly one way or other. So you might be extremely anxious or extremely avoidant. You might be someone who doesn't really do moderation, which, hello, family. But whoever this person is, they're going to almost be like equal and opposite, so that you balance each other out. We love to see that, pile 3. That's amazing. Yeah, obviously the reason this cycle has to end is because you're going to find whatever you've been looking for in this cycle. And it will have a significant impact on your life, whatever comes next, because you have a lot of major arcanas here. 246, 0246, even numbers. You might have a thing for even numbers. I don't know. That's just something that came up. Or you might find that dates with even numbers on them might become significant. It might be a birthday, might be the day you meet someone, the day you get your job. But anyway, what can you look forward to once this cycle is over? The 10 of Cups. There it is. That's your ultimate joy. Especially if you're asking about love. It does feel like you're about to find your person, pal 3. It feels like you're about to find your end goal. Your perfect match. The person that was meant for you. The person that was put here for you. The person that you've been asking for. All of that cool stuff. To clarify, we have the 5 of Wands. Ooh, okay. Some conflict. Interesting. Okay, this might be that balance that we were looking at. There might be a bit of conflict, and it almost feels like this card is here as a warning to not let that dissuade you from pursuing this. Oh yeah, because like I just said, whoever is coming in, I'm just gonna go full force with the relationship side of it, okay? But I will get to the other interpretations in just a sec. But if this is about love and romance and a relationship, whoever comes in, like I just said, they are your equal and opposite. They are your polar opposite. So it's like if you're an Aries, they might be a Libra. If you're a Taurus, they might be a Scorpio. Like that kind of polarity, which makes you really well matched in terms of your strengths are their weaknesses and vice versa. And so as a unit, you are absolutely formidable. This is giving me like power couple energy. However, it could also lead to some diametrically opposed views, and the conflicts could arise quite a bit. Oh, that's interesting. This is the only odd number because 10. Interesting. But yeah, you might find yourself at odds with this person. However, instead of looking at it as a deal breaker, perhaps this is an opportunity for you to explore the polar opposite of what you are. And finding balance in that way. So, say it's a matter of decorating your house with this person, right? You might like one kind of furniture and they might like a completely different, completely opposite kind. You might be a historical antique person and they might be a minimalist modern person, and you might fall out on that. That's obviously a very superficial example. You might fall out on that, and instead of thinking, oh my god, we will never find which one is better and we will never figure out who won this argument, you might consider compromise. You might consider, okay, what if I go a little less antique and you go a little less minimal, a little more maximal? Can we find a middle ground? And in doing so, you will both discover something that you enjoy together as a unit, as opposed to as individuals. Yeah, you're definitely leaving that individual Aries energy behind. If this is to do with something else, though, if this is, say, to do with a career, you might find that, your dream job just kind of falls into your lap, just out of nowhere. It's like destiny has smiled upon you. And then the reality of it hits, because you did not expect there to be issues with your dream job. You did not expect there to be very human, very realistic issues while working your dream career. And this might be a little bit of a kind of pre-warning from the universe saying, don't idealize it, don't put it on a pedestal to the point where you kind of lose all grip on reality, right? Don't assume that once you get this, your growth stops. If anything, it will push you to grow even further. Once you get your biggest manifestation, especially given how many major arcana there are here, if it's part of your soul's purpose, it will make you extremely euphoric, and it will also push you to be a much better version of yourself. And that is going to come with a side order of some conflicts, some dark nights, all of that. But it's just part of evolution, is the point I'm trying to make. So yes, you will have your wish fulfilled, your dreams come true, but also they will push you to go beyond what you know and what is familiar. And this is exactly what you asked for. The universe is delivering to you what you asked for, but it might come with unexpected consequences. But it will just lead you to grow and heal and be better. All right? So finally, let's take a look at your oracle cards and look at what advice the universe has for you with the ending of the cycle. We have the 7 star sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. There we go. You might find that your creativity is heightened around this time, which often happens when we're happy, we are at our most creative. And this tapestry of life is what's really intriguing to me right now. Because like I said, it does feel like this new cycle that you're stepping into is very focused on your soul's purpose. And if this is about a relationship, it could be you meeting your divine partner, soulmate, whatever you believe in. And that would completely change up the tapestry of your life. If this is career, obviously it steps into your dharmic contribution to society and all of that stuff, expression. You might find that who you are once you're well and truly into this new cycle is very different to who you were when you first stepped into it. Because who you become is a much more tempered, a much more balanced version of yourself. Right now, you might be at your extremes. You might be at your wildest, most untamed. And that's understandable because you don't really have a powerful enough force in your life to temper you. And then when that force comes in, be it a person, a job, an opportunity, a friend, whatever, when that force comes into your life, it molds you. It gets rid of all the strays, all like the stray energy. It trims you down. It refines you so that you're still holding on to that fire and the excitement and the passion, but it is more controlled. It is more directable, if that makes sense. You're able to direct it into productive avenues. So your entire sense of expression changes because you're not quite so crazy and wild and, out there. You're still passionate, you're still fiery, you're still excited and excitable, but you're able to channel that energy better so that it's doing more for you than just going all over the place. We have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. You might find that there are signs that lead you to this person or this opportunity. Definitely follow them. You might see like an angel number right on top of like a a job application, like a pamphlet, a job opening pamphlet. Is that a thing? I don't know. But follow that. You might see a random symbol that you associate with manifestation right around a person. Maybe reach out to that person. Obviously, don't be like weird about it, but maybe this person has a tattoo that means something to you. Things like that. I do feel like divine intervention is going to be a huge part of this, obviously, because it has to do with your soul's purpose. So don't doubt the signs that you get, is what I'm trying to say. It's because they are coming from a higher place, a place beyond human control, or a place where you can't really apply human logic. So allow yourself to get a little fanciful and go out there and follow these signs because they're leading you to your 10 of Cups. And finally, we have Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. And it is in reverse. Maybe the reason this hasn't happened yet is because you're holding on so tightly to control. Maybe the reason these talking stages, for instance, haven't worked out yet is because, like I said, you might be a very extreme kind of person and you want everything just perfect. And you cannot let go of that control. And that's understandable. You haven't met a powerful enough force that will push you to, yeah? But when it does come in, be open to the idea of my way of living is not the only way of living. And I may not know everything there is to know. Let go of that need to control your outcome And oh, there's 23:23 on the clock right now. I just looked at it. Angel numbers, big time. Let go of that control, and you'll find that you're able to grow and evolve much quicker. So that's your message for what cycle is ending for you. Pile number 3, very, very exciting. I hope this reading resonated and it brought you some clarity and support. And if it did, then please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff. It really helps the channel out so much. Thank you so much for being here today and spending your time and energy with me and letting me read for you. I do hope it helped. You can always stick around to the outro for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.